No real ones. I had eliminated that N word from my vocabulary. I had. My youngins will tell you, I used to make them do push ups if they said it. Even if they were saying it in what you may think is a nice way, like my end or something like that. Push ups. My brothers will tell you. If you listen to my music, especially from a certain date, you wouldn't hear it unless I was using it for artistic effect. My wife would tell you, showing up. I eliminated it. Stopped calling myself that most definitely. Didn't refer to anybody else as such. And my brothers told me the other day that that word is just creeping on back into my vocab. My wife said the same thing. You know why? Because I've been using that word in its truest sense in terms of uh, what it has come to mean in America. You know, people who are inferior, which black people are not. People who are lazy, ignorant, things like that. I've been using that word to describe some of these motherfuckers who out here who dare to attack me or attack y'all or attack anybody who just been talking real about the whole Coach Prime situation. So yeah, I've been using that word to describe some of these people because they got me fucked up. And Roland Martin is one of them. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. But before we do, make sure y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Y'all know y'all come here for that real shit, right? You about to get it. Okay? So hit that subscribe button and make sure you put all your people on it. You feel me? Make sure you put all your people on it. And shit, if you want to, go ahead and join, become an official member, become one of the realest ones. You understand? And shout out to those first members, okay? Howard Beatty, The Seeker 61, and Sonic Boom C98. Shout out to y'all, realest ones. You feel me? But let's talk about it, bro. You feel me? Uh Roland Martin, political commentator, came for your boy the other day. And Roland Martin learned that I don't play that shit. I don't play that shit, Jack. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't play that shit. You understand me? Now, he came for me initially in response to something I tweeted. Okay. You know, Jackson State University itself and Jackson State supporters have been pushing back on a lot of bullshit, a lot of lies that's been put out there to try to defend the actions of Coach Prime Deion Sanders. You know, uh, as I'll talk about in another segment coming up, you know, the truth just it ain't a good enough story for them. Just not a good enough story that Coach Prime wanted a Power Five job from the start. They didn't want him. Jack State had been struggling for some years with our football program. The two came together. We got revitalized, won some games, won 2 SWAC championship. He proved that he was could recruit and coach, and he went and got what he wanted. That ain't good enough for folks. Okay, that story ain't good enough. It got to be that he left because Jack State did something wrong. Jack State stole from bullshit, or Jackson State uh, doesn't give back enough. And that's the shit that Roland Martin was pushing. Previously, he had tweeted out, "Today during my Black Star Network pregame show, the Jackson State University alumni president said 13% of their grads give back to the university. That means 87% don't send back a penny. Don't get mad at Deion Sanders for leaving. Talk to the 87% who rock the gear, but don't give back." That's what he said. Now, common sense tells you now that basically what he's saying is, if you want to keep somebody like Deion Sanders, donors, alumni need to do more to support the school so we can have the money to pay somebody like Deion Sanders. Ain't that what you gathered? That's what I gathered that he was saying. That's what many people gathered. That's why a lot of people took offense to that shit. Obviously, Jackson State University itself and its alumni, particularly, I'm talking about as an organization, must have felt some type of way about that, because they put out something stating that despite the national average, JSU alumni continue to support. Jackson State alumni giving soars despite national trend. As the national average fell to 8%, JSU's alumni participation rate, APR, has spiked from 2% to 13% since 2020. Alumni Association aims for 20% giving rate by July 1. Okay. So I quote tweeted that and said, "Someone in the administration needs to mention this to Roland Martin at graduation." I think that was right. It just was so fucking weird to me that that man would sit up there, tweet something like that, be defending Coach Prime like that, down talking Jack State people like that, and then you finna speak at our graduation. So I felt like when you sit out there and sully the name of the university or the alumni, somebody in the administration had some words with him about that. And I ain't talking about the goddamn alumni. I'm talking about somebody from the administration. She had some word with him like that. Like, come on, what about this right here? Why'd you? What's up with that? Okay. So I said what I said. I ain't want to talk that motherfucker. If I wanted to talk to you, I would have added him. And I didn't. But somehow he came across it. And he stated, "No need. The alumni president said it to me last week. It was 6% 2 years ago and is now 13%. Okay. That's what he said. So once he said that, I said this. Number one, yet you still implied that if alumni donated more, that we could have possibly matched the money being offered by Colorado to Prime. Number two, you know donations by average Black grads won't overcome the racial wealth gap that's been long established." And I attached to that tweet 3 of the images that I showed y'all last week when I was talking about the real reasons why HBCUs can't pay coaches what these big PWIs pay. Remember I showed y'all that? Okay, I hit him with some of those too. He's supposed to know all this shit, by the way. Okay. And I also attached a tweet from Nicole Hannah Jones. Her name on Twitter is Ida Bay Wells. Love that. Love that. But she is like the modern day Ida B. Wells. She's the author of the 1619 Project. She put that thing together. That book has been a lightning rod in America. If you ever heard people talk about critical race theory, they start talking about it because of that book. They start passing all these laws in your baby's school districts because of that book. This woman has been attacked. She's faced death threats and all that shit. Okay? She is one of the realest ones. She will go down in history for this era. Okay? And she took, I don't want to say offense, but she felt that Roland Martin's comments were wrong as well. So in response to what Roland Martin said about the whole don't get mad at Deion Sanders, blame the 87% that don't give back, she said, so Jackson State alum give at same rate as others nationally and twice the rate of typical HBCU. Also, alumni given from institutions that disproportionately serve low-income students will never be able to make up for the structural inequalities between HBCUs and PWIs. She also writes, it's wrong to put this on lack of individual bootstrapping and not the societal inequality that these school budgets and assets reflect. Now, that's what that queen said, who, again, will go down as a historic figure. Book it. For y'all OGs, that woman gonna be in your baby's, your grandbaby's history books. For y'all folks in my age group, our children gonna have to write papers about this woman, or they gonna at least have to study this woman. She gonna be there. Because for this time, in this contentious era, she the one. Like, she one of them ones. You got what happened to George Floyd. You got Black Lives Matter. When it comes to Black thought and a work, a writing that divided America, but really told the fucking truth, it's what she produced. And that's what she said about Roland Martin's comments. Go read that book, by the way. I read it from cover to cover. Okay. I didn't learn much from it because I already knew that shit, but it did gave me other examples of the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already knew that racism, racial discrimination affects all aspects of this society. I knew that. That book gives you examples that you probably never even heard of that will infuriate you now. So don't go into it thinking you ain't shit sweet in that book. But it's some shit you need to read and your kids should read. Okay? Maybe Roland Martin should read it. Because he acting like he hasn't. Okay, so I attach that. He comes back to me and says, well, that's a lie. Strike one right there. What the fuck are you talking about, dog? You don't call me no lie. That's what I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sit. Why would the fuck would I sit up here and lie on a man about some shit like this? Why would I do that? Why would I want a black man to be on some bullshit? Why would I want that? Okay. But he said, well, that's a lie. So I asked, what's a lie? Okay. And then I screenshotted his tweet, showed it back to him, quoted what he said. Again, he said, don't get mad at Deion Sanders for leaving. Talk to the 87% who rock the gear but don't give back. Your words. Don't dare call me a lie. So he says, and this way he pissed me off. Say, hey, he was on strike one. He about to get strike 2 and 3 together simultaneously. This motherfucker got the audacity to say, where did I say if the 87% gave, he stays? Man, y'all are simpletons. You lame ass, no neck having ass motherfucker. You out your rabbit ass mind, dog. You out your rabbit ass mind. Let's take this piece by piece. Okay. First, let's look at why that offended me so much. Simpleton. Me. I'm the most complex person I know. I'm one of the most complex motherfuckers y'all gonna ever see. So it's baffling that somebody would call me a simpleton, a scholar like me. Ain't that a bitch? But Roland Martin don't know me. I ain't got no check mark by my name. He don't think I'm on his level. You feel me? So I'm a simpleton. You don't know that I graduated with highest honors from my high school, one of the toughest high schools in Mississippi. Been recognized one of the best high schools in the whole country, St. Joseph Catholic School in Madison. He don't know that. He don't know that I graduated #1 from the University of Southern Mississippi. He don't know that. He don't know that when I went to Jack State for grad school, A's in all of my classes. He don't know that. He don't know that. The only blemish on my academic career was when I fucking dropped out of grad school at Southern Miss because I had been lied to because of the mental health issues I was having, because I was facing felony charge of assault on a police officer, which was bullshit. Only blemish on my fucking academic career. He don't know that I'm an award-winning teacher, 3-time teacher of the year with 3 different administrators. That means every time a new person got a chance to see me teach, they said, that's different. That's special. He the one. You feel me? He doesn't know that though. That I'm beloved by my students. High test scores. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know that I get paid handsomely to travel around the state and teach others to do what I did in the classroom. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. Simpleton. He's outside his rabbit ass mind. See, people think because I talk this way on my sports show or whatever, that I'm not like that. That I got all these tattoos, that I'm not like that. You're outside your rabbit ass mind. People like him. Elitist. Classist. He's one of these motherfuckers who sit up here and they're in academia and they're involved in politics and they go for so pro-black, but he can't reach nobody in the hood. He can't reach some of them kids that I reached there from the hood, dog. I don't want to fuck with this man. You can reach the bougie ass folks, but he looks down on the rank and file, those of us that come from struggle. He looks down on us. Call us a simpleton. When in fact, like I told him, motherfucker, you're the simpleton. And I wanted to call him a bitch, but Twitter tried to tell me that tweeters don't tweet that way. But they'll let Elon Musk get on there and say they need to prosecute Fauci. But I guess when you own the shit, you can just get on there and say all kind of dumb shit, right? But I digress. But I told him, motherfucker, you're the simpleton. That was number 1. 2, I said that you implied that. I do assume you know the definition of that word. That was the implication you made by saying that people should be angry at the lack of donors instead of prime. Now, is that not common sense? When I read the tweet to you, when you read the tweet yourself, is that not what you gathered from what the fuck he said? My daughter's in the 5th grade, goddammit. That's what she would have gathered as well. The fuck is wrong with him? But see, he know he fucked up. He wants to bag off of those statements. But this is why I hit him. I asked him, did you call Nicole Hannah Jones a simpleton? And I showed him what she said again. Because she agrees with me. The woman who's historic, the woman who has put together one of the books of our time. She agrees with me. Not Roland Martin. So he thinks he's on her level. He wants to be her. That's not you, sir. That's not you, sir. So you go for all that pro-black shit, but you sitting up here capping for a rich black man who came down here and told us that God sent him here to create change in a major way, not just to win some football games, not just to help get some facilities up, to lead a renaissance of the most talented black kids coming back to HBCUs and playing. And then he did. So you are capping for that instead of the rank and file people, the people who are from poverty, who happen to go to Jackson State University, first time graduates out here struggling to get student loan paid. Joe Biden saying I'm gonna cancel student loan debt. Supreme Court blocking shit. Motherfuckers just trying to make a way. You got uncles and aunties and mamas hand out, because again, you first generation, so you the one with the little money. People coming to you. You got your high school want some money from you. Got your church want some money from you. You got all this going on. Hell, you might be second generation college graduate, but like shit, me, second generation, but mama wasn't a free person in her childhood. She goes to Tuskegee, then goes to Jackson State University, graduates in the 70s. She ain't getting out here getting no money as an educator, black woman. She ain't got a whole bunch of money just passed down to her. These are the stories of us, the rank and file. And should people do more? Hell yes. Hell yes. But just like these black folks should do more, black grads should do more, goddamn them white kids should do more too at their schools. What the fuck we talking about? But they got shit to make up for their lack of giving. Proper funding makes up for their lack of giving. Political connections makes up for their lack of giving. Big time wealthy donors makes up for their lack of giving. Them outnumbering us makes up for their lack of giving. Come on, man. You're supposed to know this shit. But you're an elitist. So you felt like one of the other elites. And Coach Prime was being attacked. And you felt like you got to be Captain Saberho or some shit. Oh, bitch, you got me fucked up. Got me fucked up. So after I hit him with that, he gonna say, no, you inferred, I didn't imply. And see, that's when I say, you know what, this man here just a pussy, he just on some fuck shit. So I just simply told him, bullshit, fuck you, and blocked him. Blocked him very well. Fuck him, I ain't got time for him. But I always remember, he's my first confirmed enemy in big media. And I'm a vengeful motherfucker. I'll never forget that shit. The real ones, y'all might say that's wrong. I know I got some of y'all good Christian people out there. You know what I'm talking about? Turn the other cheek, forgive. I don't practice that. I believe strongly in God. But in my beliefs, I don't practice that, Jack. Once you make an enemy of me, you got an enemy. He's my enemy. Anybody who's against the people is my enemy. Anybody who's against people from struggle, good people. I ain't just talking about, I'm not talking about motherfuckers that are out here lazy. I'm not talking about people that's out here harming people. They're trying to game the system. I'm talking about good, hardworking people that come from struggle. I'm with them. And I do not apologize for being with them. No, I do not apologize for that. Especially when I'm right. And I'm not just right because Nicole Hannah Jones is echoing what I'm saying. I know I'm right based on my own scholarship. So no, miss me with that bullshit, Roland Martin. You got me fucked up. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna address some of y'all haters. Now, like I told y'all before, I do not read comments. It's toxic. Ain't got time for it. See, yeah, it ain't like I can fight you, motherfuckers. That's how I'm gonna want to do. That's what I'm gonna want to do. Ain't like I just waste time and cuss everybody out. I'm a businessman. I'm a businessman. My time is so limited. All I do is take care of my family and run my businesses. That's all I got time for. Okay. But I can't get some of my people to stop reading these damn comments. So a little bit of this shit that made it back to me. So I'll address y'all briefly. Somebody told me, they say, well, don't count Coach Prime's pockets. Tell that shit to his publicist. Tell that shit to his publicist. Because when you can just Google a motherfucking net worth, that means they must want this shit out there. You know what I'm talking about? Forbes gets paid to count people's pockets. And don't nobody say shit. That on the magazine Forbes, these celebrities be wanting to be on that shit. They want folks to know that they got money. So miss me with that shit, dog. When these folks take these jobs, boom, the journalists publish what they make. Fuck we talking about? I said what I said. That brother was already rich. He was uniquely positioned to stay at Jackson State because, as he said, it ain't about the bag. He didn't need the money. And he was still getting endorsement money. I ain't never said that man should have stayed there for free. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Fuck you talking about? That did not come out of my mouth that he should do it for free. Fuck we talking about? He was getting paid, being paid well by HBCU standards and Mississippi standards, but the endorsement bread. I can't turn on Madden without seeing Coach Prime. That man everywhere. Jack State helped that. So miss me with the bullshit. Another thing. Now, none of my people came to me with this, but I'm seeing it out there. I'm seeing it that people saying, what about Brett Favre? You can't say that about me, Jack. I was talking about Brett Favre before any of these folks in big media were talking about it. Shannon Sharp went viral for his rant on Brett Favre. I had said something about that shit long before that. Because I'm here in Mississippi. I went to Southern Miss. I'm a Green Bay Packers fan because of him. So that shit made me feel some type of way for real, for real. That's why I passionately spoke out against Brett Favre and have called for that man to go to federal prison. Miss me with that bullshit. I've spoken on many other issues that I ain't heard nobody else talking about. Tommy Tuberville, racist ass. Former coach of Auburn. Sitting out there coaching them black boys. Former coach of Ole Miss, coaching them black boys. And they ain't going to say those who want reparations are criminals. I called that out. The Commanders defensive coordinator talking about January 6th was a dust up. With that Jack Del Rio, talking about January 6th was a dust up. I said those damn defenders, those black players on defense should have called for that son bitch to be fired. I said that. I called out those racists who were in their feelings when Jackson State had game day come up here. I called them out. I called out the racists who were big mad when Travis Hunter signed with Jack State. So I stay on these racist ass. But I'm not one of them ones who finna call that out while simultaneously staying hush about the bullshit that some of my own do. I ain't finna do that. Our greats did not do that. Everybody want to talk about Malcolm X? Go listen to the brother for real, for real. Again, go listen to the ballot or the bullet speech. Listen to it in depth. You gonna hear him get down on the motherfucking white supremacists? and you're going to hear them check us too. So mess me with that bullshit. You understand? Another one that common sense tells me, somebody probably saying, oh, you hating on Prime. Sure, a lot of people been saying that about JSU supporters, that we just hating on the man. I'm speaking for myself. I wish that man no ill will. I do not. I do not. Now, if some of these little subliminal shots keep getting going, like talking about there's no crime out there and motherfucker his assistant talking about they can breathe some fresh air, all that kind of shit keep going on, goddamn it, all right. All bets off then. But as of right now, I ain't got no ill will toward that man. He just disappointed me. God damn, are we in a place in America where we can't say that a celebrity disappointed us without being called a hater? What the fuck? As I'm gonna talk about later on, this celebrity worship got to stop. You feel me? But I don't want that man to go out there to Colorado and fuck up. Because he's saying that it will do all these great things for the black coach. I doubt that. Because again, I've seen black coaches win Super Bowls and motherfuckers still don't want to hire black coaches. I've seen that. But I think it could hurt. I think it could hurt if he fails. I think they'll say, I told you they can't coach. I told you they can't think. Told you they can't lead. So I don't want him to fail in that narrative run. I see racists coming for him already. And I don't support that. I don't want that for him. I don't want that for his children, especially. You feel me? Some motherfucker talking about, well, why does he mention that 60 or 70% of the team is black? Watch, Colorado's going to be a HBCU before long. I don't want that for him. Or some hit piece I saw on him by the New York Post. You know what I'm saying? They were basically, critiquing him leaving and calling his 60 Minutes interview a sham and shit like that. You know what I'm talking about? Now, I'm critical of him leaving. But I can tell, first of all, the New York Post is a conservative-leaning paper. If I'm not mistaken, it's owned by Rupert Murdoch, same motherfucker that owned Fox News. Whoever wrote that article, he and they're using words like calling Coach Prime a race hustler. I've heard those words used before to describe people like Dr. King, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton. At one point in the article, he said that Coach Prime, when he was talking to the Colorado players, was semi-literate in his speaking. All this shit is coded racist ass language. I don't want that for Coach Prime. I don't want that. Now, he signed up for that shit when he left his own people and, stepped into that water. He signed up for that. But I don't want that for that man. I'm just disappointed in him. And I got the right to be there. God damn it. Based on what we've been seeing, seemed like one of his own children disappointed in him. Come on, man. So if his child can be disappointed in him, what shit? You think a fan can't? A supporter? Come on, man, miss me with that shit. But everything else, in a 50-minute goddamn video, and shout out to y'all for making that the biggest segment ever and put it on some history. You know what I'm talking about? That segment entitled We Believe the Bullshit. Shout out to y'all for making that what it was. You understand? Because if you ain't click on it, it wouldn't do it. I put in a lot of work for that, but you still had to click on it, give me a chance. I appreciate y'all for that. Went further than that, explained how the racial wealth gap affects everything and how these athletes and entertainers not being tied to HBCUs affects everything, how us being outnumbered affects everything. I did that in a separate video and did another video talking about how these members of the black media don't get it. So I addressed all this other bullshit in that. So for anybody else who may have a problem with me siding with real ones from struggle, siding with hard-working average men and women, who were looking to somebody who made it out, who were looking to somebody who was talking that talk and said that I want to be your leader. If you got something to say about me siding with them, well, I'm going to tell you like Hove did when they were coming for Jigga. You only get half a bar. Fuck y'all niggas. Put it on something.
Thank you so much for watching my daddy's YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, and turn on your post notifications. Okay, how do I do it?